What's going on, everybody? This is Al from NCAA 06 Revival, and in my first practice session video, I want to cover a concept I've been working on for the last week or so, and it's the stick concept, made popular by the air raid offense. I found a handful of plays in the game that I've been able to make it work somewhat, but I was kind of want to walk you through sort of how I got to that point and what I'm still looking for. Now, I created a playbook that has a stick play or stick concept of some sort. So we'll be able to cover some of those. But we'll start out with shotgun normal. There's at least 3 of them in this formation alone. It's a very versatile formation just because of sub-packages alone. The fact that you can put in, let me see, the tight end slot, of course, that's common in a lot of them. But it's the 4 wide receiver sub-package. You can put your 4th wide receiver in at tight end. Really neat little formation. Plus, it's got a lot of really good plays in it. But let's start off with stick. Now, there's 2 types of routes that we're going to cover. First is the basic hitch. We're going to start off with all curls. And we'll go up against a 4-3 random formation. That's fine. I want to start off at the 20-yard line. Now, a normal stick concept is your Y position. It's either your tight end or the slot receiver to your right. So in this case, it's this guy right here. I got my cursor over. Now, normal stick, looks something like this. That's fine. The stick concept is you got a go route with your hitch route, which is your quote-unquote stick with your tight end. Then you got a swing route or a flat route of some sort with your halfback. That's a triangle read. The air raid guys, they've always called it stick. But we don't have any play in the game that looks like this, so we kind of have to ad-lib with it. Now, I'm not a big hot route guy. I normally don't have to bother. I'm just focusing on the stick route itself. So let's go back and let's click the play again. Let's go all curls, and we'll go up against a cover 2. And here's what I do. I just rep this stuff over and over again from different hashes in different spots. So we're going up against cover 2 man. So we're going against man. So what I try to do is I just rep this tight end. See if he gets good separation. I mean, that's not a very good throw. We could try it again. I'm having trouble with against man. It's not consistent enough for me. The linebacker always gets in the way, so that kind of tells me that I need to do something a little different. Go with another man route of some sort. Now, the problem with this play, there's really no good man route. You got the curl routes, but curl routes, you got to take a chance. You know, you may get those intercepted. So I found out, before I get to that point, what I've done next was I moved out the tight end into the slot. Let's see if that helps any. I like that a little bit better. He gets a little bit, he shields himself a little bit better than he was at the actual tight end position. Just a bad throw. Let's try that again. I'm going to move him out to the slot. Let's see if he does a good job of getting in. That's still not bad. You know, you'll pick up 5 yards once he actually catches it, at least. Let's move him out again and see what happens. So if I'm not a huge fan of going to him against man, what I like to do is find another route to go to, another man beater. Now, I just talked about the curl routes. See, I'm not a huge fan of that. I just don't know. It's not consistent enough for me. So I need another man beater. Now, the 2 curl routes on the outside are okay, but I'm not a huge fan of them. So normally what I can do is I can hot route the tight end or the slot to like an out route. Out routes are always good in this game. Now, if I'm dead set on wanting the tight end to get the ball here, I could just hot route the tight end out. So it's just triangle then right as such. Now he's an out route. Now I feel a little more comfortable about that route. Say you can pick up 7 yards doing that. Or you can hot route the slot, L1, out as well. He's got more field to work with. It's probably better. I actually prefer it this way over doing the tight end because I'm on the right hash. You can get a little bit better, more field, better opportunities. Now, I'm not giving up on the stick route against man. Maybe I need to go on the left hash. So let's try that and see what happens. He got in front of his defender at least. Let's try it again. I don't know if you need to wait a little bit longer. See, I don't know. I don't like it. It's not consistent enough. I just wish he would get in front of his defender. That's a little bit better, just a bad throw. I swear, if I had a better quarter, I probably could have picked a better team. I just didn't want to skew the results by having a quarterback that was really good and a tight end with impact or whatnot. So now let's move him over to the slot and see what happens. Man, a little bit better. He got in front of his defender. That's what I want to see. So it looks like it's no different regardless of which hash I put it on. He's in front of his defender. That's what I want to see. Just a bad throw. I don't think I have any quarterbacks on this team that's got a better accuracy. All right, it's not bad. You pick up 3 yards. So that tells me that I feel a little bit better about stick against man if I move him out in the slot for this play. If you're using a tight end to do it, this is what I like to go with. That just got hit. We'll try it again. Let's see if we can complete it before we move on. I wanted to show you man first because that was the one I've been having trouble with. I think I hit again. Okay, never mind. Now let's go up against zone. The stick rat I like a whole lot against zone, so let's just pick that play again. It's all curls. You see, it's just a basic hitch. Let's go up against cover 2 is fine. I don't think it matters. Let's go back to the right hash. I've had a whole lot more success on the right hash than on the left hash against zone. See, the defender kind of gets in front of it a little bit. It's not bad. But what I found out, if you move him over to the slot, he gets open really well here. Really well. I just don't, I guess this is the spacing of it all. I've done it against cover 3, cover 4, didn't make a difference. When I move him out to the slot, great gain right there. So that tells me this play works really well off the right hash because I have more consistency by moving the tight end out in the slot. And like I said, it can be cover 3 or 4, don't matter. He usually gets open right there. So if it's man, we can go back. Now that I know it's man, we can go back to this play, and we'll go up against cover 2, is fine. When it's in man, I can either hot route the tight end to an out or an in or whatever, or I can leave it with the curls if I have the quarterback that can make that throw, or I can simplify it a little bit and make the slot route or the slot receiver useful. We can go to the out route, and he'll be my man beater. So that's how I kind of figured out stick a little bit. Okay, that's just one of them. Let's go to a 4 wide set. This is more common in the air raid, going 4 wide all the time. I just wanted to show you the 11 personnel set. I like it really well. But let's go out of shotgun spread. It has one. Let's put our tight end in the slot. There we go. And where is it at? It is, let me find it. Wide receiver short post. Again, it's just a little 3 to 4 yard hitch. We'll go up against nickel. We'll go cover 2 man. All right, they're going man. We can still test this and see. I'm not a big fan of that. See, the defender gets in front of him. We can try it a couple more times. That might have been a fluke, but as you can tell, that defender gets in front of it every time. We'll try it again. Yeah. So now we know this is going to be a pick. Okay, since it's in man and we know that hitch rat doesn't work well that spot, we can do what we normally have done. We can just hot route our slot to an out, or we can do the other slot. If you're dead set on giving him the ball regardless, you don't have as much field to work with, but you can still get something going. That's just a bad throw. We'll try it again. Okay, so now we know against man, the hitch just doesn't work all that well. It's not consistent enough. At least it's not for me. So when I see man, I'll just hot route somebody else to a man beater. Now, the problem with these plays is there's not really any good man beaters. I'm not seeing any. So I have to hot route somebody, especially this play. I don't like the skinny posts. I think they're terrible routes. The flat route is a better zone beater, so it just seems easier for me to hot route one of the slots. And if you wanted to against man, if you're really into hot routing a ton, you can go, we can hot route X to a go. And we can go our slot to an out since we know it's man. We're going cover 2, so we can just go to the out route. Okay. So we can look through here. I think that was the only one wide receiver short post from that. We can go back to a 2x2 set, go back to gun normal. There's another one. Let me find it. Wide receiver short post. It's exactly like the gun spread version, but your wide receiver, your halfback goes out on a swing route. He makes it a little bit more useful. I actually kind of like that one over the curls, but it just kind of depends on what you want to do there. So that kind of tells me hitch on the short side of the field, wherever your hitch is at. In this case, we're calling it Y stick because it's the Y position, tight end, or your right slot. I prefer to run that play off the right hash. If it's zone, that's great. We can make it work. For instance, let's go back to the play we just did. And right here, wide receiver short post, and let's go up against cover 2. Let's see if he gets open just like the tight end did, or in gun normal. See, I love it. He only got like 2 yards out of it, but there's a whole lot more consistency here. I'm not controlling the tight end. I'm just holding down the triangle button with that. I'm letting the computer handle the rest. That's just a bad catch. But at least it's pretty consistent. If he would have just caught that, that would have cut up free for about 10 yards. He can't catch. He's got like 84 catch, so I don't know what his deal is. There we go. You may see that happen. Of course, he didn't get much out of it. We can try it again. Okay, so now you know the basic hitch. I prefer to do it off the right hash on that slot. Now, there's not many H stick plays. H is your left slot, number 9 in this case. There's not a lot of plays in the game that has your left slot running a basic hitch. There's one out of gun 5 wide. Let's see. We got double hitches, to be honest, if I could find it. It is slot hitches. Okay, let's go with slot hitches. Let's go dime and cover 2 man. Same thing. We can go to our hitch on the left. It was a catch, but that guy could have picked it off, I think. We can try it again. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. So I think we've already established man on that is not very good. So if they're in man, I can hot route somebody. We can go with this guy, triangle. We can have him go out wide. Much safer. You can get a few yards out of it. But let's go up against zone. We can do cover 3 this time. Let's try that. If I can get to it. Did I already pass it? Yeah, I may have. Here. Let's go cover 3 and see what happens. Let's go to our H. Oh, almost got picked off. Let's try it again. May have to give the other guy a little bit more time. There we go. Get a couple yards out of it. Most air raiders, they do Y stick. They prefer the right slot for whatever reason. But you can go to either one. But just from looking at all the plays, there are more Y sticks than H. So we can move this over. Hey, catch the ball, people. Come on. Wow, I got terrible receivers. There we go. Get a couple yards out of it. Let's see. Trips. I don't think there was one here. One thing I wanted to try was, like, you see corners on the left. We got our Z receiver with a hitch. But what happens if you... Let's go against zone, since we know the hitch will work against zone. If you move him over... Which one is he? If you move him over, now he becomes a slot. He's an H receiver. Do that. Just get hit. We can try it again. Again, this is what I do all the time. Just test. That's another example. That was the only one out of gun spread. Gun trips over has, it's got that hitch as well. But I'm talking about a slot hitch. Sort of what I'm looking for. Then I'll show you the other version here real quick. Inside out, I'll show you that here in a minute. That might have been it. Let's see. The rest of them is the pivot route. That's what I wanted to show you. Let's do the pivot route. Let's go with out of a slot. This is another version. It's deep outs. Everybody has ran this before. But it's the pivot route with your tight end. Let's go there. Let's go 4-3 man. Let's test it. Let's go right hash. I feel like it works better off the right hash anyway. So we're going up against man. Let's just see what the linebacker does. He gets in front of it, and it's a bad throw to begin with. Let's try it again. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it against man. Thankfully, this play's got man beaters in it. But let's go up against zone. Every now and then, this guy will get open against zone, but it's not consistent. It just really depends on the defense. It could be cover 2, 3, or 4. You just never know what's best. Just another bad throw. Can I get the tackle? Okay. From his original position, I'm not a huge fan of it. So what I'm going to try to do is move him out to the slot and see if that changes anything. And it does. If he could just catch the ball. Let's try it again. Oh, that's just a bad throw. Bad throw. That's why I put it on the 20 so we can get quick turnovers. You go to the next play really quick. There we go. You get 5 yards out of it. So as you can tell, out of the 100 reps we've done so far, I think stick, whether it's pivot or the hitch, works well here in the slot. Now, the thing with the pivot route, you got a chance to go to the outside more if you got time. The play doesn't end just after he hitches, or the route doesn't. So we can wait on it, and then he goes out to the out, to the flat right there. So if you got the time and the patience, and you're not a fan of throwing it right there, and we'll try that. My bad. This is what happens when we do everything live. Okay, we got him out in the slot. Let's just say I don't want to throw it there. I'm going to throw it here. He just can't catch. I'm sorry. Trust me, they catch it a whole lot more. Practice, you can't trust everything what happens in practice. Maybe I don't want to throw it there. We'll wait till he gets to the out route. And he... Dang it. He's dropping everything. He wasn't doing this earlier, I promise. So that's the pivot route. You got the pivot route in I-twins as well. Oh, first of all, let's go back here. We've established that it's not good against man. So what happens if I move him over here? You can move it over to the left side. Now, he doesn't go out to the slot right there. He goes to the other tight end position. But he goes outward a little bit more, and I think it helps a little bit against zone. Not bad. You can get a few yards out of that. Okay, like I said, there is one in here. It's double cross. The only thing against zone is you can't... I'll just show you. Let's just go against zone here. I-twins. The problem with I-twins, you cannot move the tight end over. He's stuck because the wide receiver on the other side is already over there. And he'll never get open if you throw it right there, because if you look here, these defenders have nothing to defend except the tight end because there's no other receiver over here to distract. So no matter what you do, it's just not going to work. So what I like to do is we can move somebody over at least, distract him a little bit. But again, I can't get my tight end over to the slot, so I don't think this play is going to work all that great anyways. Get a little something right there. Get about 5 yards. You got to wait when he goes out, though. I just wanted to show you that one. I'm more of a fan of the one from Ace Slot. Ace Wide Trips has a couple hitches. You can do that, but it's a different type of hitch. We got the slot receiver with a hitch. We can try that. You don't have to move him. He's already in that position. There we go. Get a couple yards out of it. Again, we're still in zone. We know it's going to work. Just a bad throw. I should have picked a better team. There we go. Pick up about 4 there. And what I was going to show you, let's go against man. I can only move, if you wanted to do the tight end, I can only move him over like this. And if it is man, we can hot route the tight end like this. Good play there. Or you can do the hitch itself, the slot receiver. We can have him go out. Get about 5 yards out of that. That was the only one out of that formation. Gun normal, I think I've showed you. We got one more. Another go. A gun. If you want to run stick in this game, you got to have strong normal in your playbook. There's 3 of them. We've done wide receiver short post. It's wide receiver stutter slant. Again, it's the pivot route. We actually have a decent man beater. It's the little in route with the X receiver. Let's go zone. We know it doesn't work all that well as he is, so let's put him out in the slot. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Pick up 5 yards. We can try it again. Now here in the middle, we'll do random formation, then we can really guess what's going on here. So we can go back to this play, and let's go random formation. All right, I think they're going man. Nope, they are going zone. Sometimes that happens. You can leave him. Let's see if it'll do. Okay, they're going zone. If you leave the tight end there, he may get open, he may not. But say he's not open right there, it's kind of tough. If it's zone, I think you're better off putting him over into the slot. Here it looks like they're in man, so we could try to go to this guy right here. Get a few yards there. I don't know what they're in. They are in zone. I prefer to move the pivot out to the slot. I like it. It looks good. Get a couple yards out of it. They are going man. I'm seeing at least cover 1. We can go cover 0. We just hot route that guy to a go. There we go. Couldn't tell which one it was. They're going zone again. I can leave the pivot there, but sometimes he'll get open. See, you're taking a chance. I mean, I think you're safe for just putting him out in the slot. Let me make sure what they're doing. They are in man. We can leave him as is. I can hot route him to an out. Get a bit better yards that way. All right, they're going man. You can go to that out right here if you leave it as is, but the problem is there's not much consistency with it. Going zone. I'd prefer to put him out in the slot. Really good play right there. Okay. Those were it. White Trips has 1, I think. It's not really a hitch to me. Halfback corner, I think it's actually better off if it goes to the left side. But halfback corner works better on the right hash because of the goalpost. But one thing I wanted to test was halfback corner. Let's go against cover 3 this time. It's fine. Let's put him over here. This has got a bit of an angle to it. So I think he'll get open over here. Not really, and here's why. This guy had nobody else to defend but the tight end. You see right here? He had nowhere else to bother with. So he was going to cover him regardless. That wasn't a good play. So now we know. That's how you test things out. Other than that, that was it from that particular formation. You got this tight end post. It's that little hitch. It's good against zone. There's no good man beaters in it. So if you wanted a Z hitch, you can try that. Let's go cover 3. You can leave him where he's at. Couldn't even get any yards out of that one. But I was really more focusing on the slot hitches and pivots. Shotgun trips over has 1. Inside out. What I like to do here, it's zone. I want to get, it's really crowded on the right side, as you can tell. What I like to do is move the tight end over. It takes him a little bit longer to get over there. The shallow route by triangle will be out of the way by the time your pivot route does its thing. As such, ooh, that was a bad play. Let me try that again. It may not work against cover 2, I'm not sure. Again, that's just why you test it. Let's see. You got to throw as soon as he makes the hitch. About 6 yards. Like I said, gun spread was about the only one. I wish you could hot route to a hitch. Curl routes do not work. We can test this, but curl routes do not work. What's a good example? I think gun spread had... Where's it at? Let's see. Oh, no, maybe gun normal had it. I tell you, gun normal's got all of it. It was a bunch of curls. That one... Yeah, we'll make this one, because I can't find one yet. That's a hitch, but if you wanted to hot route to a curl, it's too deep. I'm not a fan of it. He can maybe get in front of it, but it's just you're taking a chance. I prefer the hitch or the pivot over the curl. He gets right in front of it. Yeah, I just don't like it. Okay, I just wanted to show you a lot of that, and I wasn't really going to showcase this in anything until I felt real comfortable with it. But that's sort of what I've been working on, is that little hitch route and the pivot from the tight end or the Y position or the slot on the left or the H position. You may have figured something else out. What I suggest you do is go to one of these plays and just rep it to death. Go to all curls, go on the right hash, move a guy around. Just see if anything can happen. You know, you may find something more consistent than what I did. But what I can tell is for both the pivot and the hitch, it works better in the pure slot position, not at tight end. Even for this play right here, all curls, Zone, he's better off in the slot. It just works a little bit better. He's open more. See how much more open he is? And he had to come back for that. If it's man, these don't work well. You got to find another man beater somewhere. They're in man, I want to go to somebody. Let's just go to the slot. Do a quick out. Get a little play there. Pick up about 20 yards. So just something to think about. Something for you to play around with. And if you ever come up anything, throw in the comment section. You may have found something. But I'm a big air raid guy. I love the whole philosophy of it and all the concepts. And Y stick, H stick, those are base concepts in that offense. And they're just not in this game, at least not naturally. So you kind of have to make them up a little bit, which is what I've done here. All right, hopefully this was helpful, and I'm looking forward to other practice sessions in the future. Just kind of depends on what I'm working on at the time. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.